This video is a continuation to the last video where I showed you exactly how to get set up on Skool, how to get set up with your GoHighLevel free trial. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how you can connect your Skool community to your GoHighLevel account using my very own GoHighLevel for Skool Snapshot, which is completely plug and play. So let's get started where we left off and let's go into your high level. Inside of my community, I give you guys a completely done for you snapshot, which you guys can import into your account and completely get set up within an hour or two. So what you're going to go ahead and do is check the description and join my free community so we can have a chat and we can get you plugged in with this snapshot. Once you've grabbed my snapshot and you pasted it into your browser, you're going to hit enter and this is what you're going to see. If you're not signed into GoHighLevel, it's going to ask you to sign in first. However, once you sign in, this is a screen and what you're going to do is hit yes, import now. Once this has loaded, you'll see that now in your agency view under the account snapshots, you'll have my GHL for Skool snapshot ready to go. If you already have a sub account made, what you're going to do is you're going to go under sub accounts and load it. I'll show you that in just a second. However, if you want to create a new account based off this snapshot, just hit create new account. But I'm assuming you guys came from the last video and you guys already have a sub account made. In which case you're going to go under the agency view sub accounts on the left, hit these three dots on your sub account and manage client. Once you're in here, you're going to hit actions on the top right and load snapshot, select the snapshot and it's going to appear under imported GHL for Skool. You're going to hit proceed. Proceed again, proceed yet again, and you're gonna hit OK. And what you can do now is just switch to sub account. So now that we're in here, there's two things that I want you to go ahead and do right away before you do anything else. And those two things are inside of the settings. So once you go under settings, inside of the business profile settings, you're going to scroll down a little bit until you get to the general here on the right with all of these checkboxes. And the first thing that I want you to do is tick the validate phone numbers and verify email addresses. Once you've done that, you're going to head on over under the settings still to calendars, and you're going to see three calendars that are already pre-made in here for you. But as you can see under status, they're all under draft mode, meaning that they will not work if you send them to your members to get them to book calls with you. So what you're going to do is you're going to first press these three dots and activate every single one of these calendars. Perfect. Now that you've done that, let me just quickly warn you. Two of these calls are connected to pipelines and to automations, and I would not recommend you play around with them too much unless you just want to change the name and a few things, which we'll get into in just a second. This X call over here is not connected to anything. You can use this as a template and just duplicate it and just mess around with the calendars features and create any calendars that you want. Now, for the two that are connected to the pipelines and automations, the sales call over here takes place inside of your free community. If you have one, this will be the call that you use to upsell people into your paid community. If you do not have a free community, ignore this call and just look at the kickoff call. So for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just going to use the kickoff call as an example, but keep in mind, these two are set up in the exact same way. So what I do inside of the kickoff call, you can very easily do inside of the other call. Once you're in here, you'll be able to see the calendar name. Now keep in mind, your clients will be able to see this name. So make sure to first name it something that you want your clients to see. In this call, community name, kickoff call, or onboarding call, or anything else. Once you scroll down, you can add it to a group. A group is, in other words, a folder. If you start getting more calendars in here, then you'll want to start doing this. Custom URL, I wouldn't worry too much about this, but just in case, make this related to your community. Meeting invite title will be what HighLevel automatically sends to your client when they book in a call with you. As of right now, it's just their name, but you can very easily change that here by just typing kick off call with contact name. Scrolling down a little bit more, you can select which team members you want to add here. In my case, I'm going to add myself. In your case, you're going to add yourself or whoever you want to take this call. And you're going to add your Zoom link meeting or your Google Meets link over here. Keep in mind that the event color that you select here is the event color that's going to show up when HighLevel books this into your calendar. if you haven't yet connected your calendar to book in the calls and to check for conflicts, make sure to watch the last video because I show you exactly where to do that. Once you've edited everything on this page, go ahead and hit save, and this is going to take you to the next step inside of the calendar settings, the availability. Now, on the last video, I showed you how to set your availability. Here is where you can set the calendar availability, or in other words, at what times you want to take this specific call. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to select the days that you're available and the times that you're available, and then you're going to scroll down a little bit. Now, the look busy just makes some of the slots inside of your calendar look filled up. Recurring, pretty self-explanatory. Meeting interval is when you want people to be able to book in calls. At the moment, it's set at 30-minute interval, so it's half past the hour, and at the hour, people can book in the call. Meeting duration is pretty self-explanatory. Minimum scheduling notice, I would recommend having this a couple of hours out so that if you're out and about or if you're busy and someone books in a call, you'll be able to get back to your house or to your office to take the call. Date range, I have it set to 5 days. This is how far into the future people can book calls. If you want to have a maximum amount of bookings per day, you're going to set this here. Maximum bookings per slot per user, leave this at 1. There's no need for you to take 2 calls at once. That's pretty much impossible. Pre-buffer time and post-buffer time is if you want the software to take into account that your call may take a little bit longer than you anticipate. Once you're happy with all of your settings, you're going to hit save and you're going to go into forms and payments. Now, at the top, the default form is used. You can see here that I have 2 other forms, but they are not to be used with calendars. They do not work for this purpose. If you have a form that you want to make, go ahead, make it, and it'll show up here and you can add it here instead of the default one that gets their first name, last name, email, phone number, and allows them to type in any additional notes. Scrolling down, you do not need to worry about anything else. Scroll down all the way. If you want to accept payments for these calls, tick it here. Make sure that you have your Stripe connected though. And once you've done that, hit save, and you're going to go into notifications and additional options. Now here, the most important things is that first, who should receive this notification? The contact and the assigned user are ticked. You should allow Google or Outlook to send invitations and updates. And you should always assign contacts to their respective calendar team members each time a booking is made. Now, if you don't want this lead or this client to be assigned to the person that's making this call, just tick skip assigning contact if they are already assigned. Scrolling down, don't worry about anything here, just hit save. Now, the last page is where you can change the look of your calendars. I would just recommend that you change these colors to the colors of your brand so that it looks like everything is uniform, and when people come into your calendar, they'll know exactly what it's for, if there was even a doubt of what it was for. Once you finish this, again, even if you don't change anything, hit save, and that will take you back to the calendar settings where you can then change the next call. Once we've done that, what I want you to do is hit go back on the top left and head on over to opportunities. This is where you're going to have your pipelines that will show you a bird's eye view and a more detailed view at which stage every single person inside of your pipeline is. In this case, it'll show you people inside of your free community, people that have booked in a sales call, people that haven't shown up to your sales call, people inside of your paid community, people that have booked in your kickoff call, and so on and so forth. You get the gist. Now, this is a very basic template, but this is all that you need to literally make hundreds of thousands of dollars with Skool every single month. Now, if you want to change it, and you would need to change it because there are community names and some call names that need to be changed, you just go into pipelines at the top and hit this pen icon here. At which point you would change this to either Skool if you have 2 communities with different names, or just your community name. You would do the same thing over here where these closed brackets are, and over here. And if you've changed the name of the calendar calls, what you would do is come in here and change them as well. As I mentioned, 2 of the calendars were connected to pipelines. You can see here the sales call and the kickoff call ones are connected to the pipeline. Once you finish that, hit save, and you are now ready to go under automation. Now, inside of automation, you'll see that there are 2 folders. The first folder is for the free community. The second folder is for the paid community. If you only have one or the other, just go to the respective folder that you have. In this case, let me go inside of the free community. And in here, you'll see that you'll have 2 types of automations. The first is a welcoming automation for new members, and the second automation are for the calls for the respective communities. In this case, the sales call for the free. For the paid, it is the kickoff call. Now, what you're going to do first here is you're going to go into sales call booked, and what you'll notice is that every single email reminder that gets sent out, there are some bold sentences or words in brackets that you need to hit to change. So here, call name, be it kickoff call or be it discovery call or whatever you want to call it, you need to change that. You also need to change your name over here, your email over here, make sure that the subject line is exactly what you want, and that everything inside of the email is exactly as you want. Do the same thing with every single email that's here. And once you've finished editing every single step in an email, make sure that you first hit save action and then that you save on the top right. If you do not save on the top right and you just go back to all workflows on the top left, every single thing that you've done is going to be lost. So don't do it. Once you've done this, what you're going to do is you're going to go back into free community name, new member. In here, what you're going to do is just edit the things that I've mentioned so that you can then go ahead and set this up to get connected to your Skool community. So you're going to assign this to you or to the team member that's responsible for the people inside of this particular community. You're going to add the tag that relates to the community. In this case, you would delete this one over here, free community name member, and add, for example, testing community 123 member. Hit add new tag and boom, that's done. Save action and save at the top right as well. Go in, and the only thing that you need to change besides that is the welcome email. Again, change your name. Again, change your email, change your subject line if you want. And this comes preloaded with the welcome email that I send to people that join my free community, which is linked in the description below. Once you've changed that, save action and save on the top right. Now keep in mind, you'll have to change the name here. So go on and press the name here and change this to testing community in my example, 123. So that when you go to connect this to Skool, you know exactly which automation you're going to be sending your members to. Now, the last thing that I want to do before we go on and connect this to Zapier and to your Skool community is look at the sites and the domains. The first thing that I want you to do is go on into settings, scroll down on the left until you hit the domains, and you're just going to add the domain for your funnels. So you're either going to hit purchase a domain if you don't have one, or connect a domain. You're going to type it in, for example, testing. You hit continue. If it's on GoDaddy or something else, this will be automatically done. If it's not, you'll have to manually add the records in. So what you're going to do is you're going to tick this. I also want to add www.yourdomain. You're going to hit continue, and it's going to check where your domain is hosted. Again, if it's not on GoDaddy or one of these other popular domain providers, then it's going to prompt you to add the DNS settings manually. You're going to copy these, go into your domain provider and paste them, and then you're going to hit verify records. Once it's all nice and connected, you can now go back and into sites where you'll see a few things. The first is the A2P verification folder for you to verify your phone numbers. The second are the call booking pages so that you can send those links to your clients, which you can add the logos to, and the link just looks a lot better because it's your domain instead of the high-level link. And lastly, you'll have the email newsletter sign-up page. Now, for the purpose of this demonstration, let me go ahead and show you the calls. So let's go in and do the sales call booking page. Once you're in here, the first thing that I want you guys to do is head on over to settings here and select the domain that you've just connected. Scroll down and hit this save button over here. So once you've done that, over here where it says please add a domain, your link is going to show up, and this is the link that you're going to copy to send to your clients or to your leads so that they can go in and book in a call with you. You're going to repeat this process for every single other one of the funnels in here. And at this point, you are now ready to get your high-level account connected to your Skool account. So what you're going to do is you're going to head on over to settings, business profile, and you're going to scroll again a little bit until you hit this API key section over here. Now, leaving this open, you're going to open a new tab and log in or sign up to Zapier. Once you're in Zapier, you're going to hit on the top left, create, Zaps, and this is going to take you into an automation that looks something similar to HighLevel's one. First thing you're going to do is on the top, you're going to hit rename and you're going to type your community name. Once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and press the first trigger. Once you're on this page, you're just going to type school, and the first one that pops up is the correct one. Once you're here, for trigger event, choose an event, you're going to select answered membership questions if you have a free community, or if you have a paid community, new paid member. Now, for the new paid member, it's a lot more straightforward to do. So for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to do answered membership questions, but keep in mind, there's only one thing different between these two, which I'll show you in a second. Once you've selected that, you are going to select which Skool account you want. In this case, I'm going to connect a new account so you can see exactly how to do it. First of all, you're going to type your skool.com URL. You can find that by going into here, and you'll see it at the top here. You're going to just copy this, everything that's after the / and paste it in here. And you're going to go back into Skool and just hit the copy under the Zapier integration. I showed you exactly how to get here in the last video, so check that out if you haven't already. Once you have that copied, you're going to go back into this pop-up and just paste, and you'll see a gibberish phrase appear. Once you've done that, you just hit yes, continue to Skool. And as you'll see on the right, it is now fully connected. All you need to do is hit continue, test the trigger, and skip test because you're likely setting this up for the very first time, so there's no one to kind of detect answers for. You're then going to hit continue, and it's going to automatically take you to the next step, at which stage you're just going to type lead connector, and it's going to be this one here with the weird square logo. Once you're in, you're going to choose an event, and you're going to add lead to a campaign. In this case, it's the automation that we've just edited, and I'm going to connect this account that I've just created. So what you're going to do is head on over to GoHighLevel, and you're going to generate key, and you're just going to hit this little icon to copy it. You're going to go back onto the Zapier pop-up and paste this gibberish phrase and hit yes, continue to lead connector. You have now successfully signed in and connected your GoHighLevel as well as your Skool. So the only thing left for you to do is you hit continue, and now you select which automation you want to send people to when they join your community. Now, if it's the free community, you're going to select the free automation. If it's the paid community, you're going to select the paid automation. In this case, I only have a free community for this demonstration, so I'm going to select testing community 123 new member. Once you've done that, you move on to the first name, at which point you press this plus and you hit first name John. Then you go to last name and you press the plus again, but select last name Doe. And you are just going to ignore these two unless you ask them for their phone number, and you're just going to go to email. Now, here's the only distinction between free and paid. If you have a paid community, you'll immediately see a field over here that says email. If you have a free community, you only have answer 1, 2, or 3. So what you're going to do is we selected that the email question was question 1. So the answer for question 1 is answer 1. So even if it says red, select answer 1. If you don't select this one, the emails will not be sent to GoHighLevel and everything will break. So make sure that you select answer 1 red. Once you've done this, just hit continue, test step, and at this point you can hit publish. And just like that, once it's published, you are now fully connected from Skool to GoHighLevel, and every time someone new joins your community, they're automatically added onto that automation that tags them, adds them to pipeline, alerts you, and sends them a welcome email. So that's it for this video. Stay tuned for the next video because I'm going to be walking you through how to add a dedicated sending domain and how to warm up your email so that all of your emails land in their inbox and they don't go to spam. And if you need any help with your GoHighLevel or with your Skool or with both, make sure to head on over to the description and join my free community and send me a DM asking to hop on a call so that I can understand exactly what your situation looks like, what you're struggling with, and I can help you there and then. So without further ado, see you on the next video.